Hey guys, how's it going? I have returned. It looks like I got my thing in the mail here. This is Peak's Coffee, or Peak Coffee. As you can see, it's Costa Rica. It's medium roast. It's whole bean. I'm really excited to try it out. I haven't even actually looked at the description online, but this is the Sleepy Mind Coffee's rebrand. Since I haven't even opened yet, I'm really excited to go see what's going on. This kind of had my car smell a little bit like coffee, and I love it. And so right now, got a little something interesting here. Let me see if I can show you. So I have this is kind of like an impromptu little review of things. So this is the coffee that I got. One of the cool things that I always kind of look for to see is if there's any like imperfections to the coffee. They're like if they have like signs of infestation. It's going really. This is a really nice coffee. All the beans are intact, nice shape, and they're all the same color consistency from the roast. So I'm really excited to get this coffee tried out here. Right here, I used the time lapse this time, so since you don't want to, I don't feel like it's necessary for this time around to watch me do a Chemex, but just to merely see that I have. I'll use my little demi that I found here at Goodwill for $2 because somebody decided to grab it from the roastery one day. This is going to be my first taste of this coffee. This is Costa Rica from Peak Coffee, medium roast. So, first thing we're going to do is to begin describing the coffee. We're going to first smell it. And this, while it has like a medium roast to it, it feels also like a light body. When I first ground the coffee, it reminded me a lot of like lemon Latin American coffee as well. And I don't think it's going to be like the Guatemala from Vashon Island. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay. Hang on a second. This is a really mellow coffee. I think that we can really get more out of this coffee. This coffee is produces a clean blend of coffee. I would say it's a balanced coffee. Yeah, it's a balanced coffee. This is the kind of coffee that will go really well with like a little bit of milk and sugar. To those that don't drink coffee black, but it has some subtle flavor profiles. But I want to see if I can try and get some more out of it. But because we'd have the Chemex filter taking up some of the oils, I want to try and do a French press here. And of course, to those who don't know what a French press is, the idea is that you're putting this metal mesh filter and you plunge it down into this chamber. So we're going to have some sediment inside of it, and it's going to be a more richer coffee. So I want to kind of go ahead and start doing this new brewing method here for this coffee. Okay. So what I have now is I have my stainless steel French press. Any French press that you're going to use, there's a small amount of like that, if you have something that's metal, you'll have like a metallic taste, but I feel like it doesn't matter that much necessarily in something like a French press. They come in ceramic, they come in glass, like the little Bodum 8 cup or even like the little mini 3 cup ones. But in this case I have more of like a modern French press. I have 50 grams of coffee ground up coarse. And on my Encore grinder here, I have it's set on 30. So basically, you want it to have like a sea salt like texture when you kind of like rub it on your fingers. So in goes the coffee. So right off the bat here, one thing I'm gonna do, so to go through like the sensory process of coffee again, is to prepare your senses. So you're just gonna be smelling your coffee. It smells a little bit more heavier than the Chemex coffee. I think this makes for a really really good French press actually. It still has like there's a little bit of a brightness that makes it kind of like a pseudo clean. And then you have a little bit more of that like background acidity that happens in this coffee. I definitely recommend this as a French press. So in that, in that little, I'm gonna try just a little bit of a bonus to make some espresso with this coffee. Not just I have my own espresso machine. It's automatic. Let's use this little stovetop espresso. It's just a mini version of the Biladelli. Rather than having a 6-cup, it just makes for a single shot of espresso. Okay, so I've gotten my stovetop espresso maker here. It only pulls for an equivalent of 2 shots of coffee. First thing I'm going to do is to get our coffee grounds. I've already pre-grounded this coffee just a second ago. It's a very fine setting of coffee. And want to be able to use this coffee set for, I think it's like 11 or 10 grams. Let's get this weight here. A little bit more effort for these stovetop espressos, but you can always, I think the result that comes out of it is just, it's pretty interesting. Like there's a, like it's intense in a way that you would ever imagine stovetop or any kind of espresso to be. So let me go ahead and I'm just like technical difficulties here. So I got my espresso loaded here. Next thing I do is we want to fill up this bottom chamber. You'll kind of notice that it has like this little outlet here. I forgot what they call it. It's like the emergency something rather outlet. But in the inside, you want to fill the water up to just the very bottom part of that. Set it on, and it's going to be very hot. So please take caution while using your Biladelli espresso maker. So you'll likely have to use a kitchen mitt, especially when you grab it. And once it's on, it's still hot. We go ahead and put it on the stove. We're going to put it right back there. This is also one of the easiest ways to brew coffee. So since I don't have a burner, since a properly have your handle outside of the heating element. Otherwise, you'll melt your handle and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna return this to wherever I bought it, and it's like, how come the handle melted? I have no idea. Anyway, I've had this on a little bit of like medium high heat. What you want to do is to have the water, since I had still some of the really really hot water over in my kettle. So I'm gonna move this kind of over here, so that when it starts to finally finish brewing, then I can go ahead and lift up this chamber, and you can kind of see it coming out here. Kind of splits off here on the sides. It's really neat. And there we go. Isn't that neat? And it's done. When you hear that gurgle. And last but not least, so I have my demi cup here. And before this gets really too hot, let's go ahead and pour this bad boy in. And you'll notice it's just enough for that 2 cups, or 2 pulls, 2 shots of espresso. This thing's going to be scalding hot. So, since if you do have one, or if you're interested in buying a Biodelli stovetop espresso maker, just let it cool down before you try opening it up, because you're gonna do yourself a favor here. One thing I'm noticing is it's even richer than the last one I have. Like there's a cheeky, almost kind of like a tanny, muddy-ish kind of texture to the color of this espresso. But you can also see the steam coming off of here. Let's see if I can actually sip this. It is a really nice espresso too. It's really intense. So, as in a stovetop espresso Biodelli maker, pulling for 2 shots on, not necessarily pulling because it doesn't have 9 bars of pressure, but this is a very strong cup of coffee that is rich in a way that I cannot describe. Like it's if you think about like an earthy wine but more concentrated, it's still balanced, but you still have that brightness that still kind of peeks out through. And I think this will make a really, really good espresso shot. So I should probably do this on my espresso machine sometime, because I have a few beans here that I can still use for the next few days. But I think this will make a really awesome latte. Very much so like a French press, where it accompanying your milk and sugar with, or however you prep your coffee. This will make for a lovely latte. Yeah, so that's it. That is PYK coffee. It's for the Costa Rica. It's a medium roast. I could see this as quite possibly as a darker roast, but it's in the darker that you get, the more the roastiness masks the characteristics of the flavor profile. But all in all, I think it's a pretty banger coffee. It's definitely, you want to have that sediment. Even for like a V60 Hario pour over. If you have a thinner paper filter, I think you're gonna have a really rich cup of coffee as well. Hey, thanks for watching. Cheers.